Yes, 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 mainstream media. To your dismay, I'm still here. I'm still laughing. I'm not butthurt. I'm not frustrated. And I'm not in a little ball of fear on the ground in the fetal position, just hoping and praying that you guys will lay up because this is exactly how the mainstream media, I hope you're listening, Fox News, CNN, MSNBC, all of the normal turds in the punch bowl directed, yeah, directly by the CIA. So, this is exactly how you guys in the mainstream media destroyed yourself in a vain attempt to eliminate actual, factual, real, independent voices of truth, real news. So, back in 2016, folks, I was doing good in 2016. Yeah, I was up to the run up to the election of our Alpha Lion leader. I was doing pretty good. But the mainstream media was not doing very well at all. They were on life support. Here we have an article in 2013, of course. Only 6% rate news media as very trustworthy. Now, that number, folks, and this is a Rasmussen, and if you know anything about Rasmussen reports, he has been the only polling outfit that has been consistently right since at least 2010, just before that. He called it on the shellacking that Big Ears Barry Obama got. Yeah, he did, and that's why I'm referring to his poll. He's the most legitimate polling service out there. Why? Because he actually calls not an overweighted sample of leftist loser demon rat Democrats. He doesn't call rhino Republicans. No, what he calls is what you should all call if you want to have any type of respectability in your polls. He calls likely voters of all sorts, right? He doesn't pick and choose, and he doesn't overweight his samples. That's why I trust Rasmussen and why you should trust Rasmussen. So in 2016, they continue their downward spiral straight to hell where they belong, folks. And they do belong straight in hell. I'm not butthurt. I'm not butthurt. Now, the reason that they were just getting destroyed for years leading up to the 2013 poll, where only 6% of us had any degree of trust in the mainstream media, the reason they were getting destroyed is because for the first time in the history of the propagandist mainstream media news outlets that are controlled and collude with each other and the government, I mean, you know this, you feel this. That's why only 6% of us had any degree of trust with anything they said. Now, the reason that people could actually say, yeah, I don't trust them anymore, is because real independent news was being heard, right? By the people, from the people, right? Not entities that were owned lock, stock, and smoking barrel by billionaires like Soros and Bloomberg and Carlos Slim. Well, now they're not owned by those guys anymore. They are, of course, but they're also owned by big tech, Google and YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and all of the other digital turds in the punch bowl. So that's what's keeping these turds in the punch bowl afloat, right? Now, the only reason in 2016 and through 2017, I guess, the only reason that the mainstream media was getting any love at all, because remember, folks, in 2013, only 6% of us trusted them at all. So in 2016 and 17, I was doing really good. They demonetized me in 2018, and here's why. Because at the same time they were demonetizing my channel and terminating thousands of independent channels that give you guys the real news, like I said, delivered to the people, from the people, the real live people, not the ones that are attacking civilization, that are pitting us against each other every second, every single solitary second that they're on air. They're pitting race against race, ideology against ideology, country against country. I mean, that's what they do. So, but I'm not butthurt. I gotta laugh. Remember, I'm not butthurt, guys. And I'll tell you why. Because nothing has changed. Nope. Nothing has changed, folks. Because in 2018, but first let me backtrack a little bit on why I was demonetized and why the rest of independent fair news was either terminated or monetized and will never get monetized again. But we don't care. Because we do this because we love it, right? We love the truth. We're warriors for the truth and for the people, and we love this. That's why you're never going to stop us. This is a calling. It's not a job, okay? As I digress, once again, in 2018, the mainstream media made a deal. They colluded with big tech, again with Google, with YouTube, and with Facebook, Instagram, and all the normal turds in the punch bowl. All the digital overlords that rule nothing but cyberspace, right? Yawn. They paid the mainstream media outlets millions of dollars to produce exclusive content on their platforms, right? Because they were killing it, right? They saw all the numbers from, let's say, 2015 right up to 2017. They saw the polling numbers in 2013, which said, we no longer trust you. Only 6% of us are stupid enough to believe anything you say anymore. They saw the numbers. They saw that, hey, we're dying on cable, but look here on YouTube, we're killing it. Look at all of these positive comments. Look at everybody that's in our corner fighting for the mainstream media. No. The only reason in 2015 and 16 and 17 that you were doing well, that you were even getting any type of positive affirmation, it had nothing to do with you, you morons. Nothing to do with you. It had to do with people trusting other people that have had a proven track record of being dead on the money, honey. Right? And that's us. That's the demonetized, the attacked, right? The censored. The warriors of this society. Yeah. So in 2018, they struck a deal with big tech. And big tech just couldn't wait to censor the voices of real truth. And they did. But they were never here, Fox News, to see you. You lose, Fox News. CNN. You're not a thing. You never were. MSNBC. Nobody trusts you, lying dirt bag. Parasites that believe in nothing but, really, you don't believe in identity politics. The only reason you say you guys believe in identity politics is because you thought you could, you could basically cater to people's preconceived notions, their preconceived ideas that had no basis in knowledge. Right? They were just primed to hate other races by people like you who told them, right? It wasn't us white folks or black folks or any other folks that are real people that told other real people, Whitey hates you. No, that hasn't been a thing since the KKK, moron. And ever since Big Ears Barry Obama was elected, no black person in their right mind could really look themselves in the mirror. If they did indeed cast a reflection, they could look themselves in the mirror and say that, yeah, America's out to get me, because it's not. It hadn't been for a long, long, long time. KKK is not a thing. It hasn't been for many years. Black Lives Matters is a thing. Antifa is a thing, and all of those things are getting paid by the billionaires like Soros, who don't believe in identity politics either. You remember, folks, he was one of Hitler's youths, going house to house to point out the bad Jews. You know, and he had Nazi minders with him that he loved, and he loved going in and pointing out the Jews. So the Nazis, the real Nazis, the ones that he collaborated with, the ones that he was part of, the Nazi folks, he was part of Hitler's youth. Of course he was. That's why the Nazi pulled him to the side and said, "This is my godson," right? And took him house to house so they could point out, and so Soros could get what he wanted, right? The little scavenger of the Jews in Hungary. So, mainstream media, the only reason anybody paid any attention to you online was because of us, because we gave you the credence. We gave you the air of respectability once again, because they didn't trust you, but they trust us, because we had a proven track record of trust in being dead on the money, honey, once again. So mainstream media and big tech colluded to scratch each other's back and get rid of the independent, free, fair voices of real truth, real independent news, real people. And Fox News thinks you're just going to run over to them and they're going to get all of the accolades and all of the money they stole from us, folks. All of the energy, because that's what it's all about. But they have no energy. They're vampires, folks. They read teleprompters, and we speak to you, person to person, man to man, woman to woman. We don't have directors, and we don't have scripts. We don't read teleprompters, and we don't say others' words, because we're paid to. And that's why they won't monetize us, right? But Fox News or MSNBC or CNN or CBS or ABC or any of the other propagandists in the punch bowl, they're not going to receive any kudos for attacking us and forcing, with their collusion with big tech to silence us. You're never going to silence us. This is not a job for us. Right? It's not. It's a way of life. It's a mission. A mission we were called to do by our conscience. And I know mainstream media, big tech, I know that's kind of foreign to you. You don't know what a conscience is. You never had a conscience. You don't have a soul. You do not cast a reflection. You're all vampires and pedophiles, all of you. So you're never going to win. You're never going to infuriate me again. I'd cut the cord. Folks, I cut the cord. I do not and will not ever again turn on any mainstream media outlet for any reason. If I get the news, I'll read the news for myself. Number one, I don't need a translator. I'm not an idiot. I don't need some talking head that has a director and a script tell me what the news is and how to translate it and how to understand it. I don't need a translator. I'm not a foreigner. I'm a real live American alpha in the real live world. And that's why you will never destroy me, because I don't have to take direction. I don't have to say other words. I write my own words in my little noggin, and I say my own words without a filter, without a director. I don't need your advertisers. I will always do what I have done because folks, I'm doing the same thing I have done for years without getting a red cent, okay? Without getting a dime, one thin dime for the work that I do because it's a calling. Now, I may not be able to do it in the same way because they've made it impossible because of their fear, right? They're so scared that, but instead of being scared, why don't you guys go out and create your own channels, right? I mean, some mainstream media outlet anchors did that, right? But you guys, you're so full of fear. And you think by joining the bandwagon of censorship to silence what you think is your competition, it's going to make you more popular? No, that's like the asshole that thinks that he's going to criticize somebody and it's going to make him look good. No, you little mean girls. It makes you look bad whenever you act bad. It doesn't make you look good. You're not Rasputin, right? You're not Svengali. You don't have any type of mystical hold on anybody. We think you are just trash. And that's why we listened to others and we didn't listen to you. And you thought it was you. You thought that you could collude with big tech and get rid of us. Nothing could be further from the truth. It was never about you, Fox News. And all you have accomplished is destroying yourself and any credibility you might have had through us by promoting you on our channels. It's all gone. Nobody's going to turn on to Fox News. And number two, no one is going to turn on to, and I guarantee you, it may work for a little while, but all these channels that you have put up that are duplicating and you're still monetizing them and recommending them when you got rid of us for not duplication because we did commentary. We had fair use, but you demonetized us and terminated us anyway while letting the shrubs, these new little shrubs that are doing nothing but duplication, not doing any commentary. Look at my channel, folks. I'm all about giving my opinion to the machine, whether they pay me to or not. I don't need your advertisers. I will make it because unlike these people who do nothing but duplicate and are still paid to duplicate others' work without doing any commentary on top of it, all of these turds that do text to speech that are too afraid to sit in front of a mic and do as I, well, they're living on borrowed time as well. Because not only is the mainstream media spiral straight to hell where they belong going to be exponentially faster, folks, so is big tech. Big tech has put a gun to their own head and pulled the trigger. They are suicidal because the only reason anybody trusted anything on your platform was because it came again from the people to the people. And you're not going to destroy us. I mean, the real folks, the reason all these people are still monetized and I'm not, because they're afraid of me. They are afraid. If they weren't afraid of me, folks, you would be able to comment on my channel. I don't get frustrated. I don't get butthurt. That's a compliment. Thank you, Google. Thank you, YouTube, for demonetizing me and displaying your weakness for the world to see. You're not strong. It's, folks, control is an illusion. You know this. It's not a strong person that censors and has to control others. No, that's a weak person. Because if you were strong, you would be able to compete in the arena of ideas, but you don't have any ideas. You're dead in the head. And all the way down to your toes. You're dead. You're dead men and women walking, metaphorically, of course. You have no soul. You have no substance. You're empty suits all. And you just got rid of the golden geese that pulled the numbers into your platform. I don't care. Folks, you think all these Chinese are going to just keep paying to have censorship put on them. They know what it's all about. It's coming directly from China and getting filtered down to the good US of A. And we have a constitution, we have a Bill of Rights, but nobody is paying attention, and they think there's not going to be a repercussion. Oh, it's coming, folks. It's coming. Why do you think we're just now locked down the border? In a couple of days, no one would get through. Not one person. No cars, right? In Mexico, you're making a lot of cars for Ford, right? None of those cars are getting through the border. They're going to be stuck in Mexico, just like all of the illegal invaders that we just cock blocked from rushing our border, right? That's never going to happen again. And all the mainstream media outlets, all of the cackling hens on all of the mainstream media outlets. It doesn't matter what you lie about when you lie about our president, because guess what? He is doing our will. That's why we elected him. He's speaking to us. That's why you can't understand him, is because he's speaking to real live people in the real live world using real live language that you don't get to change. That's why you can't understand him. That's why it's foreign to you, because you are all owned. Not one of you has done a fair day, an honest day's of work. Not one of you has done an honest day's work your entire life. Because if you have ever worked in the mainstream media, number one, you're a liar and you're a sellout. That's why they would only watch you whenever we were presenting you as one of us. We were putting our stamp of approval on your reports and saying, you can trust this because he speaks like me. I vetted him. That's why he's on my channel. Okay? Nobody's going to trust you. And that 6% is going to go down to like 3% here very soon that trust the media any degree at all. All you have succeeded at is destroying yourself by trying to control the golden geese that gave you any type of visibility at all. Now it's gone. By trying to silence us, trying to take away the ability for our creators to, feed their families and to create, that shit has boomeranged back on you exponentially, much harder than you put it on us. Because unlike us, mainstream media hacks, Don Lemon, you can't create anything. All you can do is what you are told. And that's every one of you, including Tucker Carlson. All you can do is what you are told to do. The very way you are told to do it. You step 1 millimeter out of line and you'll be looking for a job, and you know it. And that's why you are just so ready to join in a lawsuit against Trump with Acosta. Because none of you could create your own niche, right? None of you could create your own jobs because you can't create anything. You have to do as you're told. As you repeat, we report. As you slide, we decide. And sooner rather than later, there will be no more mainstream media online, because guess what? Google is going to be a thing of the past. We are going to turn on you like the plague, Google. We already have. And you think you can control yourself into subsistence? Oh, no, 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 no. That's not the way it works. No, no, no. Control is an illusion. And the only reason you control is because you can't compete. And we smell weakness. Yeah, smell that? That's Google. That's the smell of death on Google. That's YouTube. Oh my God, YouTube, you stink like shit. Oh God, pew, Fox News, you smell of death warmed over. And that's what you all are. You're all dead entities walking, metaphorically speaking. Because now that we have locked down the border, we're moving to the rest of the country, and the rest of the criminals that have illegally censored and taken our money away from us. Because the number one law of universal law, folks, is the law of free will, and you can't do that without repercussions, Google and YouTube. So I would recommend that you, if you have any hope of surviving, okay, and feeding your families and paying all of those bills that you didn't work for, right? That was our work. We created those, mountains of money for you. We created all of the income, and you killed the golden goose, the actual factual creators that will now destroy you. But we didn't. You did it to yourself. So good luck, mainstream media and big tech. You're going to need it. This is Joe Wayne. Very elated. A very boastful Joe Wayne, because you're never going to get rid of me. Never. I will keep creating wherever I can, and I will never stop creating. But you won't, because you folks don't create, you destroy. And you just destroyed yourself. Mainstream media and big tech. This is Joe Wayne. Good day and good luck. Like I said, mainstream media and big tech.